And now to the Twitter files. Late Friday, journalist Matt Taibbi released details about Twitter's censorship of a news story about Hunter Biden in 2020, controversially blocking people from Twitter and direct messaging about it. In a Twitter thread, Taibbi said he received thousands of internal documents from sources at Twitter. And this is boilerplate. People get mad. I think I'm mad when you read this. They're going to get mad at me. NBC News has not seen or verified those files. The thread mostly revealed deliberations both internally at Twitter and externally, including with Congressman Ro Khanna about Twitter's move to restrict access to the article. Khanna questioned Twitter's reasoning for blocking the story. Musk has been critical of Twitter's actions during the 2020 election, including freezing the account of the New York Post. Joining us now, Jonathan Greenblatt, the CEO, National Director of the Anti-Defamation League. Good to have you.
Great to see you.
In studio again. Last time you were on, I don't know whether you've revised what you told me, which I was pleased with and gratified, that you thought that when you met with Elon Musk, you thought that he understood the problem and was going to do the necessary things to make you happy in your efforts.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about making me happy. It's about fighting hate.
It's set to satisfy your concerns.
Well, look, Elon has undertaken an extraordinary challenge. Right. I mean, whether we like it or not, Twitter is the public square, but it shouldn't be a firing range, right? I think it's really challenging for us in an environment where hate and incitement is thriving on the platform. Now, I know he has the right intentions because I believe that advertisers will flee if he gets it wrong. He knows that, brand safety is linked to user safety. The challenge is, does he have clear and transparent policies to support that idea? And is he resourcing it effectively? That's what I'm not sure about.
One of the things I saw in your notes was that you said that anti-Semitism has been normalized. And I said, I think that's totally untrue. I think in fact, I think that putting the light of day on it, the revulsion from 99.9% of the people that saw the whatever that was down in Florida and any of the crazy stuff you see on Twitter, you shine a light on it, and I don't think it's any more accepted. I think it's less accepted than it was 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Well, I totally appreciate that point of view. I think if you ask Jewish people, they're seeing the hate spread in places they never would have imagined before, whether it's comedians or athletes or celebrities. They're seeing Amazon still, selling that movie that we've talked about.
Been around for a long time. That almost looks like Farrakhan 2.0, the Kanye stuff. It's disgusting, and
He's one of the most well-known entertainers on the planet.
He's well-known, but he's like so compromised at this point. I don't even know if he can earn a living. He wears a Spider-Man outfit when he goes out, so you can't recognize him.
Right, I suppose. But I think at the end of the day, the reason why Jewish people are so concerned is anti-Semitism has reached historic highs in terms of actual incidents. And when we're seeing it again spouted again and again, and by the way, when you hear terms like globalist or replacement theory on some other networks, those are code words for Jews. And those are code for anti-Semitism, Joe, and they're not going away.
What do you make of Apple becoming now the biggest advertiser again on the platform? How much do you think that was driven by Elon sort of speaking out against their 30% cut of the App Store versus something else?
Well, look, I think Elon has extraordinary personal appeal. I think he went right to Tim Cook, and he said, this is what my intent is. And Tim is giving him the benefit of the doubt and giving him a chance, which I get. Again, Twitter is incredibly complicated. It's not going to be solved overnight. But the reality is a lot of brands have not gone back on the platform because they still haven't seen the clear and transparent policies.
Do you think they should or they shouldn't?
I understand what Tim's trying to do. I understand how popular an app it is. I understand that he wants to give Elon an opportunity. We all want to give Elon an opportunity, but he's got to show some progress.
How would he show progress?
He has done, he personally intervened about Kanye and took that account down. Yeah. He personally intervened on another account a few weeks ago that was promoting anti-Zionist hate. That's great. But we need clear policies, not personal intervention.